All right, Fight Like Sugar here with Cub Swanson and Casa Cub in Indio, California. Cub, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Just relaxing in my house. Had a little barbecue for the fights tonight. Can't complain.
So we just finished watching a pretty fantastic knockout by TJ Dillashaw. What did you think of the fight?
I thought it was a great fight. I knew Joe Soto was a gamer. A lot of people didn't know who he was. I knew who he was. I knew it was going to be a good fight. And, I think it worked out perfect. The fans got what they wanted, and it ended up being a knockout. People always love that, so can't complain.
Definitely. So one of the things that I learned about you while being down here watching the fights together is that you have a pretty special, one of the programs that you're running out of your gym here in Indio, True MMA. Why don't you tell some of the fans about that? Yeah,
well, we had a bunch of wrestlers here from our program. So, I have my gym, True MMA, and we started a wrestling program with one of our wrestling coaches, Heber, and we're working on a nonprofit right now so that we can get, kids that can't afford it into the room wrestling, and trying to get them prepared for high school wrestling. And, if that works out for them, maybe they can get a college degree out of it. So that's something that I've always wanted to do. I'm not a big fan of kids MMA, just because I don't feel like teaching kids to punch people in the face or get them in submissions. I'd rather teach them a solid foundation like wrestling, something I didn't do growing up. And, I think that's awesome to get the kids, something to work towards.
That's great, and especially down here in the Valley for a long time, there's been lots of wrestlers without a place to go. So I'm sure that having a place like True MMA is an amazing opportunity for them.
Yeah, like I said, it always baffled me because, from here, if you wanted to wrestle, you start as a freshman in high school, and you're like, oh yeah, I'll be on the wrestling team. And then you figure out that your wrestling school's, not that far away, and they wrestle since they're 3 years old. And that's a huge difference when you just started and someone's wrestled their whole life. And we've never really done that well in this whole valley, competing in wrestling, because our wrestling isn't that deep. And so I'm trying to change that.
That's pretty amazing. So I think in the process, what you're doing is also building a whole new generation. Like you're ingraining yourself in the culture of the valley. You're giving back, which sort of leads into one of the things you're going to be doing on Monday, right? Which is going to Juvenile Hall. Why don't you tell some of the fans about that?
Yeah, I've talked about it before. I go down to the Juvenile Hall, especially on holiday weekends, because that's the time they throw these games. So me and a bunch of my guys and a bunch of friends and family members, we go down there and we have big barbecue, we cook, and then we host all these games, us versus the Juvenile Hall members, and we'll play them in softball, basketball, stuff like that, and we just have fun with it. And I get an opportunity to speak to them and then, just kind of mingle, and usually a pretty good time. And, for a few hours out of their day, they get to forget that they're incarcerated and that, life isn't so great at the moment.
It's a pretty special way to give back. I'm sure that they appreciate it quite a bit.
Yeah, I think they appreciate it because they know that I'm from there. They know that I was in that exact same situation, and I just made life choices down the road that changed my circumstances, and that's all it is. It's just you make choices in life, and if you want something, you go get it. If you don't want bigger things in life, then you kind of cruise through life without a purpose. And I just want people to encourage them. Life is short, and get after what you want.
Well, I think you're a great example, a role model for those guys. So is there one last thing you want to say to the fans before we go?
I appreciate all my fans. I'm always looking to fight, ready. Just when I do get my fight, I appreciate guys in my corner, and I enjoy every minute of this.
Well, thanks for your time. I'm sure we all definitely look forward to your next fight.
I appreciate it.